Hi, I'm Dominica and I am an ARM ambassador.
Hello, I'm Daniel and I'm an ARM ambassador.
Hi, I'm Dara and I'm an ARM ambassador.
Hi, my name is Tore Krug and I am an ARM ambassador.
I became an ARM ambassador because I have a personal love for circuits. And after my capstone project, where I met an ARM expert called Stephen Ozoibo, he introduced me to the ARM developer program. And I realized that there were more people like me because I felt there were not enough people like me, especially in my community. So I thought, okay, I could bridge the gap between my community and then getting access to such resources. Because from a personal standpoint, I really struggled in getting certain components, and my capstone was built on ARM. So I'm in a good position right now to help other people like me get easier access to resources like ARM experts as well as ARM components.
So I can give a literalist answer to why I became an ARM ambassador, which is that my friend Robert asked me. But I think my friend Robert asked me because we used to be colleagues at Linaro. Linaro does loads of stuff for ARM. So it means I have things to offer the program, and I think the program has things to offer me.
So I had formerly been part of the Innovator program in the past, I think for 3-4 years. And then, our ambassador program was being developed and it just reapplied, of course, why not? And yeah, I'm happy being, active in the community, and the community is very active as well. So, you're not kind of left to your own devices. And, yes, and the camera and, you can cut that. And then the other thing to say is that it also aligns with a lot of other kind of programs that are going out on the kind of industry. So I'm also part of the Docker Captains program and the AWS Community Builders program. And I run a few meetups over in the kind of Swiss-German community in Europe, and a lot of that kind of community around Europe and everything. So it allows to bring an interface from the kind of the ARM ecosystem into the whole kind of cloud native and kind of modernized developer experience. Yeah, okay. And another thing I enjoy doing is also are active in what's called the software craftsmanship community. So I used to work formerly in testing and test automation, and there, it's a lot easier to test code that is testable, and that there's a sense of craftsmanship around it. So this is called Soccer tests, and it's also kind of you can apply or get involved voluntarily, and it also kind of aligns with a lot of the kind of qualities and principles that programs like the ARM developer program kind of also sponsors and pushes and advocates for.
I work for a company called Eisler, and we're building hardware, and nowadays a lot of hardware is ARM, leverages ARM products, and being in the ARM developer program enables us to bridge the gap between hardware and software developers.
What I enjoyed the most out of the developer program is getting to share my knowledge and what I know so far.
So what excites me most about the ARM developer program, I should probably say networking or meeting the people, but I got these really cool blue socks with robots on. And while I do enjoy the meeting people, the networking, all those type of things, I like little blue socks with robots on as well.
So my experience with the ARM developer program has been, quite a positive one in the sense that, along with getting access to, experts in ARM, it has also been, you have access to knowledge now that is a lot more structured and also focused on the different, verticals that maybe you're working in, Another key aspect is the presence in the community, definitely in developer conferences, so KubeCon, the Open Compute Summit, and less in the whole kind of, let's say, vertical businesses like, the Mobile World Congress, for example, or some other business thing where you really see a business face to ARM. But with the ARM developer program, you're actually getting straight to the engineers who are working on the core topics.
Any advice I'd give to anyone who wants to join the program is you can't do everything all by yourself. It takes a village. I'm sure if you know this quote, you know what it means. So if you really want to solve problems in the world and make really good impact, you need other people to, give you good feedback, and then you also need to share. So sharing is caring, and it takes iron to sharpen iron. I'm in the program and I've benefited so much. My students benefit so much from it. So what I would like to tell you is come and join us. Together, let's build the future on ARM.
So if you're interested in joining the developer program, the simplest advice is just join. Why would you not? It's free, there's loads of stuff. For me personally, I'm interested in the desktop and laptop uses of ARM. So the Discord channels from desktop laptop users is really exciting for me. I can watch these things. I have an ARM laptop in my bag. So that's some of the stuff that excites me. But you will find a load of different stuff as well that fits your brain. So have fun.
Confidence. That's one really important thing. A lot of these kind of community programs, people don't realize that, you know, in the vendors that are behind this, there's a lot of layers until you get to the kind of core expertise and at these, you know, vendors and customers and stuff. So, like, if I use the example of, let's say, the AWS Community Builders program, I mean, there you're part of, to a large extent, a kind of closed, let's say, community group where you can reach out directly to people who are at the product side, people who are not facing the business. And what people don't realize is that, you know, it's also a lot easier to, it's a kind of develops a safe space where you can ask questions. So one of the first things is just apply, because you're not going to see the benefits, you know, just from the surface. You need to actually commit time and involve yourself before you can get the feedback back, you know, because there needs to be, you know, a sense of, let's say, commitment on your side, and then the community responds, and then you get, you know, kind of like the respect back. That's one thing. The second thing is, you know, no one's going to fault you for getting involved, you know. And if you're there facing challenges in your own, you know, work or your own kind of hobby, or let's say hackerspace kind of work, I mean, people don't know that unless they speak about it. So how can you give feedback to the community, you know? So you have to actually also make the first step forward, and then other people are going to make many steps towards that. So that's always kind of a hurdle that people, I think, are challenged with. And it's a safe space. That's the most important thing. So people are more criticizing the topic and not the person and not your opinion. So I think this is also a really good quality of the whole kind of developer community and that kind of a space, you know.
I would say definitely give it a try. Since I've been in the program, I've made, you know, contacts with people at uBlocks, Arduino, and Raspberry Pi.
One personal experience from this program was I was teaching a class of 8 people, and during the class I introduced the RP2040 to them, and they were using it for TinyML projects. So TinyML was fairly new in Ghana. What I noticed was the students were really eager to explore it, and there was one particular student called Jeffrey. He went further by asking for the Nano 33 BLE Sense board. So I asked him what he wanted to use it for, and he was building a personal home AI assistant, but then he was doing like some computer vision stuff where it was a security layer on the project where it can only detect the user of the personal AI, and I think this was a very important feature. So for me as a teacher and for him as a student, it meant a lot to me, because it meant I had been able to impact him that much for him to, you know, go a further step to ask for another board to do a larger project. Yeah, and it's been fulfilling. I still think about that day he asked for it.
Here and now, we're at an inflection point where a lot of the world is shifting from laptops and server systems based on x86 to running on ARM. So one of the things that I find from the developer program is just getting in touch with the changes that happen as you move to ARM. So I'm interested in instruction sets and really nitty-gritty pieces, but that inflection as the world starts to move to other instruction sets from the ones we've seen in the past, that's one of the things that really excites me about what people can pick up from the developer program.
Certainly individual contributors, you know, because if you're in a large organization and they have a relationship with, you know, partners and ARM directly, I mean, they have support mechanisms in place. But if you're an individual contributor and you do a lot of open source development, I mean, accessing those experts and getting time towards that, making your work really visible, that's one of the best parts of the whole developer program in itself. It's like this kind of rainbow, let's say, into the depths of ARM.